Can I just tell you, you're all in for a real treat? You're about to embark on a high speed roller coaster through the past, present, and future of this very interesting 36-year-old woman, wife, and mother. My name is Karen, and I will be your tour guide. During your personal journey through my life, the past, present, and future, you will learn where I came from, where I am, and where I'd like to be. Our first stop, New Jersey. Born and raised in South Jersey, I grew up an only child to my adoptive parents, Nick and Laura. I grew up a daddy's girl. I spent many summers at my father's transmission shop tearing apart transmissions and valve bodies. This girl's not afraid to get dirty. Growing up, I was on the East Coast. We had big families. I, for one, didn't want one. After my father had suddenly passed away when I was 15, the life I knew had drastically changed. Our next stop, high school. What can I say? I made my share of bad choices. I would party all the time, skip school, not care about what I did. In the hurricane of my many bad choices, I became pregnant at a very early, young adolescent, know-it-all age of 17. This was a turning point in my crazy life. I decided to give the baby up for adoption. It was a hard decision, but nonetheless, it was the right one. After a few years of growing up, living and learning, I prospered into a more mature adult. And then I met my husband, who I've been now married to for 15 years. On to Missouri. So you're probably wondering what brought this Jersey girl out to the Midwest. Well, I'll tell you, it surely wasn't the cheesesteaks. Believe it or not, my husband was a Chiefs fan, a huge Chiefs fan all his life, growing up in New Jersey. Now, being born and raised in South Jersey, you can imagine how much he fit in. After all, he was a Chiefs fan. So now, after many years of blissful marriage, I decided to surprise my husband with tickets to a Chiefs game, a home game. Now, we spent a week out here on vacation. We fell in love with it out here. The grass really is greener. The people are nicer. It's cleaner. It's cheaper. A lot better than the armpit of America, also known as New Jersey. So that was in November of 2006, and we moved out here in January 2007. I told you this was a high-speed journey. We don't mess around. My husband and I brought 4 beautiful children into this world. Tyler, the only Jersey-born child, is 14 years old. To whomever said boys were easier, they obviously didn't have a teenage boy. The rest of the pack were born out here in Missouri. Don't drink the water. My husband and I brought Paige into the world, our oldest girl, an aspiring cheerleader who is 6 years old. She can be quite the sassy little thing. I'm definitely getting my mother's curse fulfilled with this one. Then there's Logan, Mama's little baby boy. He's 4 years old, and he's just a ball of energy, bouncing off the walls 24/7. If I had his energy, I would bottle it, and I would be rich. But man, I'll tell you, he can still melt my heart with those baby blues. And then there's Elena, the little smarty pants that she is, 18 months old, and man, those curls will get you every time. Now, my family is my world. I would do anything for them. I'd even quit my job of 14 years in the hotel management industry for them. When I first started to work in this 24/7, 365-day-a-year business, I only had 1 child. Now that I have 4, life can get a little crazy. Your perspective changes. I decided to start a new career journey. I'm going to college for the first time as a 36-year-old freshman. What was I thinking? Crazy to say that. So I'm leaving the hotel industry and starting my new adventure. I want to be a social worker when I grow up. I want to help others. I just recently contacted my adopted daughter's family in hopes to reunite. I've also requested a reunion with my birth parents through the agency I was adopted with. What better way to use my life experiences than to use them to help others? I would like to help adoptive families and orphans who have been through the same things I have. So you see, we can have our ups and downs and our roller coaster rides, as long as we are able to look back and say, I think I turned out okay. It's okay to start off strong and have some failures, as long as you learn from them and figure out what is right. So thank you for joining me on this high-speed roller coaster. You may now exit to the right.